Hey guys, it's Gigi. In today's video, we're going to be diving into the Whitney Houston conspiracy theory. And this theory is something that I haven't really seen. It's not as popular as, like the Michael Jackson conspiracy theory or the Kurt Cobain conspiracy theory, but it is a theory that I believe may be true or may have some truth to it. So I decided why not share it with you guys. These are two conspiracy theories. One is way out of the park that I don't believe. But one of them does seem like something that could have possibly happened. As a disclaimer, I just want to say that I mean no disrespect to Whitney Houston or her family or anyone near and dear to her. This is just a theory that I found. I do these kinds of videos for fun. They're not true by any means. These are just theories and I'm just speaking about them. With that being said, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell notification so that way that you're updated every time that I upload, so that way you know every time that a new theory is coming out. And if you guys want to know specifically, make sure to follow me on all my social media. My Instagram is Living Like Gigi, my Twitter is It's Gigi Paris, and my Snapchat is It's Glenda. These will all be right here on the screen as well as linked in my description box. So without further ado, let's just go on to the theory. So if you don't know who Whitney Houston is, you might have been living under a rock, or maybe you're just younger. Whitney Houston was born August 9th, 1963 in New Jersey. She began to sing at church when she was about 11 years old, and she just had this love for music and she was extremely talented. It's told that she said that she knew that singing is what she was meant to do. Her career started with her singing backup as well as doing some modeling on the side, until one day she was discovered by Clive Davis, who then became her manager, and basically it was a hit from there. He was with her until the last day that she had on this earth. She was so popular and successful that she sold over 170 million albums worldwide. She not only sang, she also acted, which a few of her movies are The Bodyguard, Waiting to Exhale, The Preacher's Wife, and my personal favorite, Cinderella, as well as Sparkle, which was her last film. After her career being so successful, there was a period in which she was not okay. It was basically her demise. She had been rumored to be a drug addict. In 2002, she did admit that she used weed, cocaine, alcohol, and prescription drugs. In 2012, on February 9th, she sang along with Kelly Price, one of her closest friends, and she sang a song barely. Her voice was barely coming out. I will insert a clip right here. It wasn't the same Whitney that the crowd was used to. It was rumored that that same night she was in a fight with someone, that she had blood going down her leg, and it was just not the best night for Whitney. On February 11th, 2012, Whitney was found in her bathtub drowned at the age of 48. In her autopsy, it was found that there was cocaine in her system as well as weed and prescription drugs. A coroner stated that contributory factors for her death were her heart disease and chronic cocaine abuse. So at the end of the day, they did claim it an accidental drowning. How this happened, they probably assumed that she was on drugs and she just lost control over her body and accidentally drowned. So that's what the public knows. But this theory goes a little bit darker. I found this theory purely on Daily Mail, and this was way back in 2012, really near to when her death was. But as of what I know right now, there have not been any updates. So let's just get started with this theory. It's a little bit too much for me. I really don't want to believe it because it's such a sad way to go. First, we have a quote from an LA private investigator, and this person quotes that they believe that Whitney was murdered by two thugs sent by high-powered East Coast drug dealers to collect a $1.5 million debt. Now, it had been heard that Whitney was in so much debt that she was borrowing money from her friends by the hundreds. To back up that theory, we have Paul Hubel, which is a former police officer, and this person was hired by someone in Whitney's team, which remains unnamed, but he did clear up that it wasn't Pat Houston. But it is known that Pat thought she had been murdered, but then quickly retracted her statement. So that in itself was a little bit fishy, that someone close to her believed that she had been murdered and then so quickly took it back. Now, obviously, it could be for many reasons. It could be that she maybe honestly did make a mistake, or it could be that someone told her to stay quiet about it and to retract her statement to get that kind of attention away from Whitney's case. There is alleged footage, according to Paul, of two men going into Whitney Houston's suite the same night that she died, and it just so happened to be around the same time that she was declared dead. So it makes no sense to me how no one took this information and went with it if it really is there. But if there is this kind of information and they're trying to cover something up, that's a little bit sketch to me. The fact that it hasn't been revealed to anyone, it's very, very weird. You may also be asking yourself, if she was so in debt, how did she manage to get a suite in a hotel, especially the Beverly Hills Hotel, which is so luxurious? But her suite was being paid by Clive Davis, you know, the man who discovered her, and that's how she had the room. It's not that she had money, it's that, again, she was relying on her friends to help her out. Paul also allegedly claims that these two men were not just in her room for the first time that night. At the time that the CCTV footage claims, they were also in her room when her assistant was out at 2:45 p.m. that same day. So the fact that there's footage of these two same men going into her room at the same time that she died, and then at the same, like, when her assistant was out and she was alone, like, that's just a little bit off to me. It's off-putting, and it gives this theory a little bit more credibility. Paul believes that she was threatened to basically give them the money or face physical abuse, and he thinks that throwing her into this really hot water was just like a threat. It wasn't meant to kill her, but it accidentally went too far. So I believe that, because a lot of dark things happen, you know, when you're dealing with drugs and all that. So it's something that is plausible. It's just something that's very dark, and something that I think me and a lot of other Whitney Houston fans wouldn't want to believe, because it's such a sad way to go, especially for the great person that she was. Although she did have her faults, she was an amazing person. If you saw her in interviews and with her fans, she was always a very caring person towards those around her. It was also stated by the coroner that Whitney's lower back had been burnt off by scalding water. It was so hot that 6 hours after her death, the water was still at over 90 degrees, which is insane. It must have been way hotter than that 6 hours ago for it to be 90 degrees. So that's suspicious, because who in their right mind, whether you're on drugs or not, why would you put yourself in a tub that hot if it weren't, like, you know, intentional? According to this article that I found, there were also bruises on her arms and shoulders, there were cuts on her lip, scrapes on her nose and her forehead, and lacerations to her scalp. So those things aren't really something that you self-inflict, I believe. Like, you know, maybe if you're going through something, then I guess if you aren't taking care of yourself, those injuries can happen accidentally. But to have all of those at the same time, it's just, those people around her would have taken note of that or would have said something about that. But it just seems very suspicious. It seems like someone did go out and violently attacked her. That is what it seems like. Again, it's alleged, I don't know. But with the facts that were presented in the theory, that is what people are led to believe. Earlier that day, she was seen screaming and shouting for help, and that she wanted to end this, whatever this may be, apparently intoxicated on her hotel balcony. This is very suspicious. This could mean a lot of things. It could mean the torture or the threats that she was receiving by these drug dealers, or it could have been something suicidal. It could have been that she wanted to end her life, and maybe, you know, all of these feelings led to her drowning herself. That could have also been a theory. That is what is mainly led to believe, but it's very weird. A lot of things are off about the case, and no one really closed it. It was just kind of, okay, she died, she accidentally drowned, she was on drugs. But no one really knows the details of it. Paul claims to have turned in all the evidence that he had to the FBI and the Beverly Hills police, but the Beverly Hills police did not do anything about it, so he left it to the FBI and he was waiting for a response. This was way back in 2012, and as far as I know, he did not get any response. If you guys have seen anything different, please let me know in the comments, and that way I can get sort of like a wrapping up on this theory. But as for right now, it seems like the FBI just left it open. If they did take that evidence, either they ruled it not helpful towards the case or just irrelevant, or they were trying to cover something up. So I don't really know what happens, but that is the first theory. Now we're going to get into the crazy theory, which is just, I don't believe it. But I'm going to tell you guys anyways. So, if you're into conspiracy theories, you've heard the theory that Beyonce and Jay-Z are the leaders of the Illuminati. I don't know. This is all alleged, and I don't believe it. And yes, I said the word. I am scared of the I, okay? I'm not here for that stuff, you know? So one of you tweeted that I was too scared to say it. I just said it. I'm not going to say it again though, because it freaks me out. But, you know, Beyonce and Jay-Z are the alleged leaders of this thing, and Blue Ivy was born in the same year that Whitney Houston died. So the theory is that Whitney Houston's death was a sacrifice to let Blue Ivy go on and take over, and, you know, just all this crazy stuff that I don't want to get into. I'm going to leave an article that explains it a little bit better. And it's just a lot of things that are just off and that I just don't want to believe in. That's basically it. But as for the first theory, it's kind of plausible. I would need a lot more evidence to say, you know, I believe in this theory like I have with some of the other theories that I've talked about, but this one is just kind of inconcrete. Both of like the facts that we know and this theory, they just don't make sense to me. Like, I need more details about the case, and I tried to find the things that I needed to make a concrete decision for this video, but I honestly couldn't tell you guys what's true and what's not. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Make your own decisions. Let me know what they are in the comments down below. And make sure to follow me on Twitter, because that is where I do most of my updates. As for conspiracy theories, I asked you guys for opinions. This theory won in a poll, which I'm going to put right here. Thank you so much to each and every one of you that voted. And thank you to my good friend Gigi on Twitter for retweeting all of my work. I really thank you a lot for it. Please do not think that I don't appreciate it, because my channel is growing and a lot of it is you and sharing my content and letting more people find it easier, because I know the YouTube algorithm is just off and it's very hard to be discovered as a small YouTuber, but you've been doing the most that you can, and I really thank you guys for it. I thank my friends, and I thank all of you that have come from her. Thank you guys so much. So if you aren't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on my social media. I'm very active on mainly all of them. I'm trying to get better at Snapchat, and now I'm going to get back into school. I might do like a little mini Snapchat vlogs, so make sure to add me on there. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up so I know that you guys like it, and so that more people can get into the creepy conspiracy theories that I have coming up. And for my next theory, I don't really know who to do next. I'm trying to focus on like celebrity conspiracy theories first, and then we can get into like mysteries and stuff. But if you guys have any ideas for my next video, make sure to leave them in the comments, or again, tweet me on my social medias, talk to me on there. We'll work something out. And that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this wasn't too long or too boring. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.